Hello guys, welcome back. So, in this class we are going to create our first app. But first let me introduce a little bit about apps. Django is composed by apps. Maybe this name would be a little bit confusing in the beginning because apps at the moment we have the conception that we have about apps is like a final product or something like this, but in Django it's a little bit is more for components. You can see it as a component, so you create one project and then for every functionality or by the domain you decide when you divide the functionalities in your application by apps or by components. Okay, in Django it's called apps, so if you prefer you can think about it as a component. So first thing that we need to do, uh, we will stop the server. You type Ctrl C. Okay, you click here and type Ctrl C, and to create this app you type python manage.py and start app. Okay, this is the command to create one new app in your application. But as well, we need to provide a name for that. I'm gonna call that core, but you can put the name that you want. Okay, that's no rule for that. Okay, once you type it here in PyCharm, you can see it already that you have the core application already included in our project. Okay, so let's have a look in its structure. The first thing that we have here is a migration folder with an empty init file like this to make the valid Python package. This folder will store soon the migrations or the files that describe how your database need to looks like. Okay, so once you create one new class like clients or products or sale, or views, it will describe when we are going to run one command that will create one migration file that describes how Django should create the table, the database table. That's basically the migrations. So here as well we have another init file to make the core folder valid Python package. We have the admin file. We're going to talk about admin soon. We have the folder apps. We have the file apps, the file models. Models is another very important, maybe one of the most important files for the application, for your app. So here we are going to create our model, our clients or class clients, class products, class bills, and so on and so forth. As well, we have the test files. Here we're going to create the files for testing your application, your app, or any functionality that you might have. Here in views is one another very important project. We are going to redirect our URLs to a view, and this view will maybe contact one model to get data from the database or save the data in one database, and will give a response back to the user. So that's the view, the importance of the view file. Okay, but we're going to talk with more details in the next classes. So okay, once you have the app folder creating, and we need to register that on the settings. So we go here in settings, and you will declare, you will set up, you will register your app in your project. Okay, so you type core like this, and now Django knows that you want to use, oh sorry, it's not core. Yeah, it is core. Yes, the project is clients and the application is core. So here you register the application that you want. So once you put it here, Django knows that it needs to manage and provide access to this application. Okay, your application is up and running. um, let's create one very very quick model here to see it working in a real world. So let's say that we have a client. you want to have a client app, so you type class client, and then you need to write from model like this. Okay, so that's the base of one model class. So you type class, that's the default keyword to create classes in Python, and then the class name, and then you will write from models that we import here dot model. Let's say that this class we're going to have the field name. Okay, this field name will be text field, so you type models dot char field and define the max length. Max length in this case, let's say that is 70 characters. Okay, as well, this client might have age. You want to store this information as well, so you can use an integer field and salary, for example. So models dot decimal field. For decimal field, you need to provide the max digits, let's say 7 digits, and the decimal places after the comma will be 2. Okay, we're going to have a look in more details about models, but now it's just to see our application running. Okay, once you have your model defined, we can create the database and create this table in the database. So you go here in your terminal and type python manage py, and you type make migrations, sorry. So okay, as you can see here, one migration 0001 initial was created for model client. If you have a look here in the migration folder, Django just create one Python file that describes how Django should create the database table for you. Okay, so you don't need to worry about creating tables and databases manually, because Django will handle like 95% of this hassle for you. So okay, it doesn't create anything into the database itself. That's the database that we're going to use. If you have a look here in settings, in the section databases, we can see that by default Django comes with one settings for using a SQLite 3 database, so you don't need to install anything, you don't need to set up anything, and for local development the SQLite 3 is more than enough. When we will uh, put our application online on Heroku, we will install the Postgres, because one is one more professional database. You should not put one real application running with SQLite 3. Okay, so we use Postgres, but for local development we are happy with this. So we have the database here already. But now that we created the migration, it doesn't affect the database yet. It just created this file. To really create the tables inside this database, we need to do migrate. Okay, now Django will read all these applications registered here one by one, and we'll see if one of them has migrations pending to apply, and Django will create this into the database. So as we can see here, it first applied migrations for Auth, and then for Django admin, for content types, for Auth again, and finally for our core application. So you see that Django has other applications already with migration files waiting for be created into the database. So our migration is just one more file in this list. Okay, so every time you create anything else, we are gonna do the same. Okay, so now we can run our server again. Okay, and to see if our client was created correctly, if it's working fine, we can access the Django admin. Okay, we're gonna have on a specific class as well for Django admin, but for now we just need to log in into that and see our client um, working there. So when you if you have a look in our main view files like this, you can see that URLs file, you can see that the admin is the only URL defined at the moment, and it's pointing out to one app called admin site URLs. So when you type admin in your URL, you are redirected to this login page. Okay, and to create your credential to log in here, we're going to use the console again. So you type Ctrl C, stop um, your server, and then type Python manage.py and create super user. That's the command, another important command that you need to memorize. This will ask first for your username, so I'll tap admin. I will left the email blank. You need to set up a password of at least, if I'm not wrong, 8 characters. Okay, so here says super user created successfully. So I will run it again, and now we have the credentials to log in into your Django backend admin. Okay, so it's a very nice application that I will detail it in the future, but we can see that our client is not appearing here. So the first thing that we need to do to have our models registered into the admin, you need to go to your application in the admin file, and you need to import that class that you just created. So you type from models import client, and then you register that into the admin. So you type admin.site.register and you type client, and here we go. That's all that we need to do. If you come back there and refresh the page, you see that now we have the core application here and the client class already appearing in the Django admin. Okay, guys. So now here we can test it. We can click add clients. So I'll create one client called Mary, and age and salary, and click save, and here we go. It's creating it. It is already saving in the database in a very easy way to do. If you want to edit that, you can click on it, you click save, it will edit the object for you. Or you can, if you want to delete that, you can remove it from here, click go. It will bring a confirmation screen, and as well we have the same button delete inside the object that will confirm as well. So guys, that's a very easy way to have one administration for your applications. So in this class we created our first application, our first very simple model, and we register that on the database, into the admin. We create the database, we synchronize the migrations, and we create a super user, and we were able to log in and manage our model. Okay guys, so it was a very simple thing to do, like in the way, I mean, like, we didn't do much things, but we did important things for getting you a little bit more used to Django, and for with the Django command line. Okay, so I hope you get the same results on your machine, but if you didn't get that, no worries, you can post here your doubts, your console with errors, and for sure I'm going to help you. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this class, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.